back to Cooking in Quarantine with Mary. I'm Mary, and today we are making vegetarian taco soup. So we're not going to put any meat in our soup today, but you could totally put meat in here. You could do shredded chicken, which I'll put a link below on how we do our shredded chicken. You could do ground beef or ground turkey. I would cook the turkey or beef ahead of time, and then I would take it out and then cook your vegetables. So we have butter, and we're going to put our vegetables in. I am doing onions, celery, and carrots. And then I am going to be using a mixture. It's in the frozen food section. This one is by CW, but there's a different CW. But there's some off-brand ones, but it's the Ultimate Southwest Blend, and it has corn, black beans, poblano chilies, red peppers, and roasted onions. So we're going to be using that. If I did not have that, if I was going to do all fresh vegetables, I would be putting in the peppers right now. I probably would wait until later to put in the corn, but I would put in peppers. And then you could use frozen corn or canned corn, either corn, fresh corn if you really wanted to. But we are going to cook these vegetables down pretty good, and then we will add in the frozen vegetables. And the frozen vegetables, I've actually let them unthaw pretty much all the way, so it'll help with our cooking time, so it won't be quite as long. So we're gonna cook these down, and then I'll come back and I'll show you some more. All right, our vegetables are all nice and soft and cooked down pretty well, just starting to get a little bit of color on them. Next, I'm gonna pour in our flour. This isn't a super creamy soup, but I do like my soup to be thicker. I don't want a really runny soup. So we're just gonna make a little bit of a roux, and that will help thicken up the soup at the end. And then we're gonna put in our seasoning. So you could use a packet of taco seasoning or fajita seasoning, whatever you like. I am using garlic powder, cumin, chili powder, and seasoning salt. And we like to put those in while we're cooking the roux so that the seasonings can start cooking. Raw seasoning doesn't taste very good. You want to cook your seasoning for a little bit with the roux. But you could definitely use the taco packet. I just don't have any of that right now, so whatever you have on hand. Also, we're going to be putting in our vegetables here in a second, but if you don't have this bag, you can add corn. You can have beans in there, whatever kind of canned bean that you have on hand, pinto bean or black bean, either of those will work. And you'd want to drain the beans first, don't put the liquid in with the soup. So now we're doing our chicken broth, and then we're gonna throw in our frozen vegetables. I let them unthaw a little bit as soon as this kind of comes up to a boil. And then everything's just gonna hang out in the pot for probably about a half an hour until everything is yummy and tastes really good. I'll let this come up to a boil just for a second. If you were going to have meat in this, this is when you would add the meat back in, when you add the frozen vegetables. So your ground turkey or your ground beef or your shredded chicken would all go in at this point and all hang out in the soup while everything is kind of coming together. So I'm gonna throw these vegetables in. And then I will come back in about a half an hour and dish us up a plate. So it's been just over 30 minutes and all of our frozen vegetables are cooked. I wanted to let you guys know that you could really add any vegetables that you wanted to this. I've had cabbage and zucchini. You could add a can of petite sliced or chopped tomatoes. You know, whatever you like. My kids don't like tomatoes in their soup. They barely put up with the corn in their soup. So you can really customize any of the soups that we make. Soup is really easy to customize, however your family likes it. But I'm gonna dish this up. I have a bunch of toppings. I like to put fresh toppings on my soup. So I have cilantro. I'm making a mess, guys. I have cilantro and green onions, cheese, sour cream. You know, the possibilities are really endless. I like to have lime, like a squeeze of the lime in mine. Unfortunately, I thought we had lime. We don't. Since this is mine, I'm gonna do a little bit of everything on mine. Not huge on the cheese, but I'm gonna put a little bit in today. Also, we're gonna have this with cornbread. I'll make sure to put the link to our cornbread recipe down in the description along with this whole recipe. And I hope that you guys like the taco soup, and thanks for spending some quality quarantine cooking time with me.